Hey guys, Daniel here for another video, and I had a lot of fucking albums I wanted to review for you guys. Like, I have a stack right here, just some stuff I wanted to review, wanted to talk about since I recently got back into talking about music and reviewing albums and shit. Uh, got some positive feedback from friends who watched my Tomb of the Mutilated review. So wanted to review some more, but those will have to wait because today, as I was going on YouTube, I saw one of my fellow subscribers and one of my favorite people to watch, Horror Metal. He has done 2 videos so far talking about the Big Four. Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't think of it for a second. Talking about the Big Four, those being Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax. These are 4 thrash metal bands that formed in the early 80s, and they are still recording today, and they are considered to be the godfathers of thrash metal, and they are. It is true. They really did kind of change metal, and they've gained a lot of popularity. Their songs to this day are being played on the radio more so than death metal or black metal bands. You wouldn't really hear them on the radio. You're more likely to hear someone like Metallica, or actually, I don't think I've ever heard a Slayer song on the radio, which is fucking bullshit. Radio needs to play some more Slayer. But you hear Megadeth, you hear Metallica, you hear Anthrax, but mostly Metallica. I think everyone would agree Metallica is the most popular. They've won several Grammys. They've toured everywhere, basically. I don't think there is a stretch of land they have not toured to. Well, maybe there is, but you get the point. Metallica is really fucking popular, and so are Slayer, Megadeth, and Anthrax. So popular that everybody regards them as some of the greatest metal bands ever, and I totally agree. They have performed all 4 together, but it wasn't until recently that they did that. They recorded the live concert DVD, The Big Four, live in Sofia, Bulgaria, which I strongly recommend you pick up this DVD. It's fucking great. Honestly, I think my favorite performance on here was Megadeth, but I think all of them did a great job. This is a great DVD. Check it out. It's 2 discs. All the bands come together and play Am I Evil on stage. Tons of great shit on here. Really recommend picking up that DVD. It's a little expensive, but it's worth it. So, I wanted to come by and talk about my favorite album from each band. So, and a lot of you might disagree. Like, these are not the ones that people would say, oh, Rain and Blood, oh, Master of Puppets, or, oh, Among the Living. No, these are different. So I'm going to go over, what I think of each band. I'm going to kind of rank them from my least favorite to my favorite, but keep in mind, I like all 4 of these bands. I think they're all great. They're popular, and they're considered great for a reason. It's because, well, they are. Their music really speaks for itself. So I'm going to start with my least favorite. My least favorite is Anthrax, and I feel kind of sad saying that because, honestly, and I don't think I've ever said this before, Anthrax kind of introduced me to metal. Like, I would play Guitar Hero with my friends and stuff. We had Guitar Hero too, and one day we unlocked Madhouse by Anthrax. And I heard that song, and yeah, I know Guitar Hero,
Excuse me, boss. You have a text message.
Just got a text message. What happened was I heard the song, and I know Guitar Hero. It's a different master than the album, but I loved it, and I checked out the real version, and it sounded pretty similar, and I loved it. I didn't know what this was. I thought it was just like uber hard rock. I didn't really know what metal was. I was really young when I heard this, but I knew I liked it, and I knew I wanted to hear more of it. And then I heard we unlocked Battery by Metallica, and then slowly but surely I started listening to more Metallica, got into Black Sabbath and Judas Priest. But the point is, Anthrax was my introduction, and Madhouse is my favorite Anthrax song, and it's convenient because it's on my favorite Anthrax album, and that is their sophomore effort, Spreading the Disease. This is a great album. This has some really great songs. It has AIR, which we just call Air, Lone Justice, Aftershock, Medusa, Armed and Dangerous, but Madhouse is easily my favorite song. just because it was the first metal track I really heard, and Joey Belladonna's vocals were really spectacular on that album, I think. And it had a really cool music video too. I remember watching the music video on YouTube. Thought it was kind of cool. And I loved that album cover. Like, that was like the first time I ever saw an album cover that was like, you know, it wasn't just a picture of the band or some shit. It was like, you know, an actual album cover with like art and whatnot. And I liked it. And, you know, this was where it all kind of started for me. So, Spreading the Disease always has a soft spot in my heart. I love Among the Living. I think that's a very close second, but Spreading the Disease is my favorite. And I think his name is Hellhound on the Horror Metal Show. I think he said that one was his favorite too. Alright, so my number 3, gonna be Megadeth, and my favorite album is Countdown to Extinction. Now, I love Rust in Peace, I love Peace Cells, and what's that other one I was thinking of? Oh, fuck. I'm sorry, I don't remember. Euthanasia, that one. Those are great too, but Countdown to Extinction, when I first bought this, I had only heard like a few Megadeth songs. I liked them, but I wasn't, you know, into them. And then I saw this at Walmart. It was like really cheap. It was like $5. I picked it up, I took it home, and I played it back 3 times in a row. I never do that with, well, I almost never do that. It's very rare that I ever do that with any album, not just a metal album. So for me to go back and listen to this 3 times in a fucking row, it's just so not like me to do that. So that's how you know you love an album, when you can just listen to it over and over again. And yeah, it was really hard between this and Rust in Peace, but Countdown to Extinction just, it has a certain replay value to me that Rust in Peace just has, but not like Countdown. I can listen to Rust in Peace, you know, over and over again, but in a row, like Countdown, it's not fucking happening. And my favorite song on here is Sweating Bullets. I love Dave Mustaine's vocals. I know a lot of people criticize his vocals. No, he's a great guitar player. I don't think anybody is saying that he's not. But a lot of people would say he's not a very good thrash vocalist. And yeah, maybe he's not, but I love his voice on Sweating Bullets. It's just, it's so odd, but it's so kind of cool. And the music video was kind of funny too. Like, it's just Dave in like this this jail cell, and like other, like his like clones of himself are just like tormenting him. It's a really cool video, and I really liked his vocals, you know. And smile, it's Blacktooth grin. I just like that shit. It sounds cool. All right, number 2. I love Slayer. And they are my second favorite band. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, Slayer's my number 2. Now, when I say I love Slayer, I like old Slayer. Like, a lot of people say they like old school Metallica, horror metal, Hellhound. He's one of those people. He liked old school Metallica. I like old school Slayer. I like Show No Mercy. I like Hell Awaits, but I think it's really overrated. I love Rain and Blood, and I love South of Heaven. But my favorite album is Seasons in the Abyss. He also talked about the Haunting the Chapel EP briefly. I want to go on record and say that's my favorite thrash metal EP. It had one of my favorite Slayer songs, Chemical Warfare. But this one just had so many of my favorite tracks. War Ensemble, Spirit in Black, Dead Skin Mask, Seasons in the Abyss, Born of Fire. This is kind of like Countdown. I can listen to this over and over again. And I could with Rain and Blood too, but I don't think Rain and Blood had as many favorite tracks as this one did. Like, I would say Raining Blood, Angel of Death, and Criminally Insane are definitely some of my favorites, but this one just had more for me. And I really enjoy it. Album art isn't quite as cool, but it's still pretty neat. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty fucking beast right there. Slayer usually has really cool liner notes. And I'm not judging like these favorite album. Fuck. I'm not judging like some of these like my favorite albums based on their CD packaging. I just want to make that clear. I just think it's worth mentioning. you know. Yeah, Slayer, Seasons in the Abyss is my favorite. I have not heard Divine Intervention or Diabolus in Musica. I'm actually kind of nervous too because I heard Diabolus fucking sucked. And I heard a little bit of Divine Intervention and I liked it so far. So maybe it's just like one or two songs were good and the rest was shit. I don't know. I haven't heard it. I know I don't like God Hates Us All. I don't like Christ Illusion. I fucking hate Christ Illusion. And I don't really like World Painted Blood very much. Their new album, Repentless, was really good. Like, I really dug that. So, Slayer, it is hit or miss for me, but their old shit is just, it's too damn good. Especially Seasons. Alright, now my favorite it's pretty obvious. It's Metallica. Most people would either say Metallica or Slayer, and I'm gonna have to go with Metallica. Metallica is honestly my favorite band. And it sucks because I don't have a t-shirt or a poster of them yet. So I need to do that. But I have all their studio albums. Even Slayer, I'm missing quite a few. I only have 4 Slayer CDs, which is bullshit. I need to get Rain and Blood. And I need to get Show No Mercy and Hell Awaits. And I'll probably get Repentless when they bring the fucking price down. $22. I'm not paying $22 for one CD. I'm sorry. Slayer, you're very important, but $22 is very important to me. So, that's almost a full tank of gas. But, yeah, Metallica is my favorite. I love their first 5 albums. Yes, I even love the Black Album. I don't give a shit what people say about that album. I don't care if it changed Metallica. I don't care if it's way more commercial and mainstream than their past 4. From beginning to end, I think the Black Album is a fucking masterpiece. It's got so many good songs. It's one of those albums, I think that is probably the album I have listened to the most, like, all the way through. It's sad to say that because it's not my favorite Metallica album, as I will show you in a minute, but I do love it. Load was really good. Reload was okay. I agree that Saint Anger was shit, but I don't agree with people who say Death Magnetic was shit. I actually took quite a liking to Death Magnetic, and I'm really stoked for their newest album, but favorite Metallica album has to be Ride the Lightning. Now, no, this is not a bootleg or anything. What happened was, yeah, see, it's the actual disc. This is not a fucking bootleg. What happened was I bought the Black Album used, which is weird because I bought almost every other Metallica album brand new, but not the Black Album. That was the only one where I didn't. So I bought it used, and when I opened it up, it came with the disc for Ride the Lightning and the Black Album disc, so I got 2 CDs out of it. And Ride the Lightning was the only one I didn't own, surprisingly. It was really weird. It was my favorite even back then. But I had it on my iTunes, so it wasn't like I was in a hurry to get it because I already had it. But it was nice that it came with it, and I'm happy I own it. It's my favorite album. Ride the Lightning is my number 1. Like, not just metal, not just Metallica. Ride the Lightning is my favorite album. Like, all the way around. Masterpiece. Especially the first 4 tracks. Those are my favorite. Fight Fire with Fire, the title track, For Whom the Bell Tolls, and then my favorite is probably Fade to Black. That one is probably my favorite Metallica song. Sometimes it's that, sometimes it's One, or Seek and Destroy, but I think number 1 for me is Fade to Black. So, yeah, phenomenal album. I think Cliff Burton was probably their best bass player. Rest in peace. Also, rest in peace Nick Menza and Jeff Hanneman. And there was one other Megadeth player that I don't fucking remember his name. I think he was their other drummer. So, apologies. Don't remember his name. But, yeah, what can you do? So yeah, that's basically it. That's my top 4 albums from the members of the Big 4: Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, Anthrax. These are masterpieces, as well as most of their work. So definitely check them out. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Hellhound, for letting me do a video response. Let me know what you think, and if If you guys want me to review any of these albums that I showed you earlier, let me know, and I will be sure to get on that shit. So, thank you for watching, and yeah, have a good one.